Friday night, live from the card shop. It's comped. Let's go.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby. Well, you know what, Nate? I'll tell you what. It's been a goofy week, and I hope that I hope people look at some of these numbers that are coming out of here, because they talked about doing this PSA boycott for the month of May, and I started talking about, well, I hope everybody boycotts PSA because I'm just going to send my cards in.
Yeah.
Right?
Sounds like a good idea on paper.
It is, but I'm going to tell you, the amount of cards that they have graded in the month of April are just ginormous. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? I hate to start the show off with a game, but I did it, and I forgot that I did it. So
like Grandpa Joe. Joe brought over a game for us to play.
I did. Now, listen, we all know that the number one graded sector is going to be Pokemon, so we're going to skip that. We just have to.
Oh, well, you're skipping my knowledge areas.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why is because I knew you were going to know that. But now, we're only going to go top 5, but you already know Pokemon's number 1. Where do you think football lies in the top 5 actual for April?
Number
graded?
3.
Number 3. No,
5.
It's 5. No way, it's 5.
He guessed 5. He was
It
right.
is 5. There you go. There you go. All right, how about baseball? Where do you think baseball is?
That's probably 3.
Baseball is number 3. There was product out, right? Not a lot of football out. Where do you think One Piece is?
Number 1.
Number 2.
Number 2.
No. Pokemon's number 1. Let's
Number
get that
2,
right.
Number 2. Yeah, One Piece is number 2. But you know what? Let's just look at the numbers real quick.
What's number 4?
Number 4 was basketball, right? You look at Pokemon that graded almost 1.2 million cards in the month of April, and then the next highest one is One Piece at 241,000. It's not even touchable anymore.
Everybody likes that Luffy.
It's not touchable. Nothing's touchable when it comes to Pokemon. Maybe football, but I don't know. It's going to be very difficult to catch up. But
I like ketchup on my hot dogs.
do you really?
Yeah.
Well, you could boycott that, just like everybody else is boycotting PSA. I'm still sending my cards in.
I gotta boycott ketchup now.
Well, I don't know.
But I love ketchup.
Well, whatever you got to do.
There's a guy on YouTube that sold, he had a really expensive, I don't know if it was baseball or football card collection, and he sold it all to buy One Piece cards.
Oh,
this
yeah?
was years ago, too.
He's probably mad at that decision, to be honest with you now. Because, One Piece is just doing this.
Yeah.
There's still good cards in One Piece, but One Piece is just, it's a cash grab in some ways.
Yeah.
Everybody wants that Luffy. Everybody wants the hot-looking cards, The
I don't,
baddie cards, as I call them.
The baddies.
Yes, the baddies.
They're the
I don't
ones
know
that
anything
sell.
about One Piece.
They're the ones that sell, for sure. Well, we used to be into One Piece, but I'll tell you what, not anymore. Pokemon's just taken over the whole shop. And you know what? At this point, I don't even know why we're even keeping a shelf of other stuff out there. It's
funny because your son came up to me the other day and he goes, "What's up with that One Piece box up there? That One Piece box has been there forever." And I'm like, "Well, go ask your dad if we can rip it."
I probably would have said yes. Well, how about another piece of news here, Rich? Because we like Leaf cards, we do. But they have a lawsuit with the NFL Players Association, right? This was coming. Any which way they looked at it. More lawsuits, but it really is. I would say this. Listen, if I was Fanatics and I saw this product being put on the road that they do put on, like Trinity Football, Electric Signature, Pay Dirt, Metal Football, right? These are their higher-end football products that have signatures of Hall of Famers,
Peyton Manning was in that Metal Trinity or whatever it was.
I'll tell you what, I pulled a Peyton Manning autograph. I think maybe 10 or whatever. Beautiful card. But the problem is that if you paid a gazillion dollars, I don't remember how much Fanatics paid for these licenses or Topps paid or whatever, but if you paid that kind of money, right, I would be definitely having my attorneys try to make sure that the NFL Players Association enforces the contract that they signed. So I could see how they could be involved with this. But if the more you read about this as the week went on,
And so they're getting sued specifically for having like any autograph of NFL players that are currently playing in the league.
Yeah, they can't do that. They have licenses for NIL.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
They have licenses, and so they have licenses for players that outside of the Players Association. One of the biggest ones was Lawrence Taylor that they always kept mentioning.
Yeah, you know the one I saw the other day? I saw that there was Malachi Lemon cards in Leaf, and I was
I believe that.
I want them.
Oh, I believe
I
that.
saw that, and I was like, I want some Malachi Lemons in my life.
You know,
like Tank
but
Bigsby is like
the
Tank,
suit
is something like that.
You know, they go right after Leaf, but you know, the grand scheme of things, if it goes the way that
I feel like you would know if I said
where the big money plays here, you know where the big money is here. Leaf does not have that type of cash, right? So what does Leaf do? Listen, they should have sold out a long time ago to Topps. That's what they should have done. But their implications will go right down the line, you know, between Panini now will definitely be on target for this. They're not going to be able to do those downtowns, kabooms. I don't see them. You could see them just backing away from this whole situation.
There was an announcement today with that. So now Panini is now not going to be able to do the same thing. They're not going to be able to have any older players, or any current players from the NFL in their product. So I think make it a little tough.
Right. You know, or it could go the other way. Let's just say that Leaf stands their ground and says, hey, listen, they have monopoly. Why can't it be like in the early 80s, 90s, early 2000s when everybody had a piece of the pie, right? You know, that's their fight is, you know, a piece of the pie is better than no pie at all, right? You've heard me say that before. And
maybe.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, when you really think about it, right? It's if they could fight that fight and they could get your general public collectors, your mom and dads, and even card shop owners to fight against them and get, you know, be on the witness stand and be like, hey, listen, this is what they make us do. This is I'm sure Fanatics is not going to look good if they have the right attorneys, right? Fanatics is going to look bad and they could call monopolies and all this stuff. But we shall see, right? This is one of those situations we're not going to hear from for it could be years, you know? I will say this. You heard me say this the other day. I was going to see what kind of inventory Leaf had. And my email that I got back was, we don't have much. So does that mean that they're not producing stuff or they pulled everything that was questionable, right? And they're going to have to come out with new products, man. I don't know.
They're going to have to focus on the celebrity lineups or something. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough route to go about.
Absolutely. So we'll see down the road with this
especially the future of Panini. I mean, it's gonna be interesting with Panini. And it was first announced. Did you see that it was first announced that Uptowns were for sure going to be in Don Ross this year? But now, but there was a little bit of uncertainty on downtowns. Now downtowns have been confirmed for everything. So that's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be cool to see these, you know, off the line downtowns. But let's be honest here, everybody's still gonna like those downtowns.
By the brand. Yeah. Just go by the brand and be done with it. You don't have to, you know, but maybe they just don't want to sell the brand. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there has been some not good feelings between everybody in the whole circle of things over the years.
Absolutely.
You know, and as somebody's going to produce something and we're about to find out, right? But hey, listen, you know, I know one thing that you know about, and we were talking earlier today was, you know, if you have a Walmart, you probably have an MJ Holdings, right? Something like that.
Oh,
you know, what's the story? What's the story going on there, man?
MJ backdoorings. Oh, I don't know. There's a lot like happened with MJ Holdings. Lots of scandals, but now it seems like they're just taking that right out of their hands. I mean, MJ Holdings is now, as of today, is going to not be putting out any more Pokemon or sports product in Walmarts. It's going to go back to who Target uses. I'm drawing a blank on their name. RSL?
So SAS Retail.
SAS, yes, thank you.
Right, SAS Retail. Now, the one, somebody was telling me, man, was Excel Brands bought by Pokemon Corporation?
Yes.
So like now they just bought their own distribution.
Yeah, so now they can, but now they can, now they have those limitations. Now they can put that that item lock on those products, which is in hindsight, I mean, good for the people trying to get it at storefront. I mean, bad for us. I mean,
Yeah,
we need that kind of stuff, and especially without distribution. But
it's it's the circle of how used to be collectors and fans, and you didn't need a lot of money to play. Now you need money to play to pay to play, right? We've talked
that's
about
with everything.
It's
That's
with
everything.
Yeah.
That's with Magic. You hear
Yeah.
you heard your son the other day. Your son bought another Magic deck.
Yeah.
Well, he bought another Magic deck because that's how you keep experiencing and playing the game, adding on to the game. Josh has a deck that we were playing with last night that's worth, I think he said it's a $220 deck.
Okay.
That's an expensive deck.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
That's a lot of money. That means that there's at least 3 cards in there that are, or 3 to 4 cards in there that are $20 each.
Right.
At
Wow.
least.
Hey, listen, I'm glad guys are coming in and on game night on Thursdays. I think it's great here every Thursday, 5 to 9, sometimes 10. You never know.
It depends. Yeah, it's growing, and the more we have games start sooner, the more we can fit into the night.
Absolutely. Yeah, But hey, listen, let's do a price check on Topps Chrome football. Have to.
Do we have to?
Well, I got them.
Okay.
I got them. So let's go all the way down the bottom, right? Hangers. What do you think?
45.
$40.
$40
Yeah.
for hangers. Wow.
Blasters have come way off the number.
I feel like, so I want to know this before I answer that. Football, blaster, David Adams. I want to see what David Adams still has blasters at, because I feel like their number is astronomical. Right, they have blasters at 70.
Yep.
So
No, they're just like us at 70.
So they're pretty flat around
Right.
70.
Yep. Hangers, they at 40. We're at 40. Megas, we're at 110.
They're at 125.
Well, you know what? They dropped it to 110. Actually, I saw it.
Oh, they
dropped
did?
it to 110.
Hey, we were beating them though.
We did, and we knew that. But they still have their hobby at 900.
We have one box at 850.
Yeah, come buy it. Let's go.
Where are you? Come
Let's
on.
go.
We'll buy your
Let's
hits.
go. So that's really, there's been a lot of product coming out, man. We talked about that. But this is the one that just the news keeps coming again and again and again. We knew the price was going to come down.
Well, all the good hits are getting hit out of it. Like we were just talking a moment ago, right? Probably one of the bigger hits out of the product got hit last night. The 1/1 Kaiju Tom Brady.
Right.
That was pretty insane. I don't know who pulled it, but
I saw that. I don't know. I saw it this morning, and I saw $150,000 that I guess they're going to try to get for it. Well, I'm sure Tom Brady will buy that.
Tom Brady will be right around there. He's going to put it in his shop and immortalize it in one of his brand new shops that he puts in, hopefully, the Pennsylvania area, so it drives the market up even further for us.
Oh, God, right? Yeah. Well, as a shop owner, he can keep them in the New England area, as far as I'm concerned. And listen, I'm a Brady fan. No, don't get me wrong. He's a winner.
I do like this. I do like how they did his Kaiju.
Yeah, it's a solid card. One thing we won't pass on is, we've talked before about GameStop and PSA and GameStop and this and
more controversy.
More controversy, right? So GameStop, earlier in the week they decide their CEO Ryan Cohen decides to put a hostile bid in for eBay at $56 billion, right? So when I first heard this, and I kid you not, I saw it come across on CNBC. And the first thing I said to myself was, one, they had a lot of Bitcoin. That's how they acquired a lot of this money. But also, I have been following a situation with them because I have been waiting for them to get acquired or do something here, right? They, just knowing a little bit about them, they don't have enough money. The numbers don't add up, right? Even at $56 billion, right? And TD Bank said they're going to loan them $20 billion. I mean, they're still short, right? You do the math, right? 56, 20, and however much they have. But
How much does eBay cost?
well, so they're looking at 56 billion, but the market cap for GameStop is only 11 billion. So man, the numbers don't add up. I just don't think that this is going to happen.
No, especially with what happened this morning.
No, I know. It's just
He got his account suspended.
You know what? That has to be one of the funniest things I've
It's
ever
so
heard of
funny.
in my life.
How
Yeah.
does he just get his account suspended from eBay this morning?
Well, I read an article and he's saying, "Well, I have to sell stuff to afford eBay. You got to make the listing fees." He said something goofy like that, man. I swear to God. But they said eBay comes out and said he was selling carpets, he was selling signs, he was selling this, he was selling that. I mean, like, okay, man. Did he go a little goofy? Well, let's talk about this guy, right? Here's some knowledge for, people who are interested in the story is that, Ryan Cohen in 2011 started Chewy.com.
There it is.
Did you find it?
I've been suspended from
there.
eBay. Your
Yes.
account has been suspended.
Right. So, this guy's not stupid.
He's not.
Chewy.com, he sold that for $3.5 billion, right? Listen, the guy, he's not stupid. He's probably maybe a little crazy right now. I think maybe just step it back. Of course, you haven't heard from them the later part of the week. But, it's interesting he wants to take control of this, to have better sales channels. But is that for your average person, collector, company that sells online, or is that for GameStop?
Yeah, right.
Right? Is that
Well, you see everything that GameStop does right now. GameStop is almost its own trading card / breaking company in itself. It's kind of interesting. They've done a total 360.
Yeah,
Because now they do welcome in people to come in and play on certain days of the week. They even do Magic nights. Certain GameStops actually now even hold proper tournaments within
Right.
Magic.
Right.
And then on top of that, they are buying cards religiously. Anything that is a 10 usually gets sent into them. Otherwise, it gets put back into the shop.
Right.
And all those 10s are getting sent in, and they're getting put into those repacks that everybody's buying into.
Right.
Now, you should try it out because actually, I've seen people do a one-time buy, and they're pulling like a 3 times card, a 5 times card.
Right.
So
Okay.
hey, maybe that beginner's luck is real there.
Well, I've seen the transformation myself. I've been to a shop recently. It's definitely, a card shop per se, kind of, but it is what it is. This is one of those situations, again, is like, first off, here's a number that people don't know. If you look at the annual report for GameStop, they have to declare how much over 5% ownership. Well, they own over 5% ownership of eBay, right? So what is he really looking for, man? Does he want a seat on the board of directors, right? That's probably what he's going to get. You know what I mean? And so then he'll be able to push GameStop right down the road with him. That's what he's looking for.
Right.
That's a hostile takeover. I want a seat on the board. This is what you used to see in the 80s and 90s with companies trying to take each other over, man. So, and listen, I know I date myself, but it is what it is. And this is what this guy had to be watching The Wolf of Wall Street. You've seen that movie?
Yeah, of course.
Right. This is what he was watching that night, and then he decided to go at it, That's all I got to say about that. So what are you doing this weekend? Anything good? Going to any shows?
No shows this weekend, but you know what I do have tomorrow, Gabe?
What is that?
Chaos Rising pre-release.
Yes.
So I will be sending you pictures of cards.
Where are you going for that?
So there's a little shop up towards where I live called 5D's Collectibles. We're gonna plug her right in because she's super small. She's literally the size of half the size of this building.
Okay.
But she is a functioning card shop that you can go and play in.
Cool.
And
Nice.
that's all she does. That's what her focus is. She is really for the kids in that community. Kids always come after school. They actually will sit there in the shop, no parents, nothing.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And she doesn't
Oh wow,
mind.
that's old school.
Yeah, no, it's
That's
really old school.
because nobody does
No,
that
yeah,
anymore.
no, she is old school.
They'll rob you blind.
Yeah,
Those
no.
kids,
Yeah, no,
cards be gone.
She's
right?
wonderful. Yeah,
It's the
she's
new
awesome.
magic is in their pocket. I'm just saying, man. Kids are different these days, brother.
But yeah, I have that tomorrow, so I'll be ripping some packs. I'll be beating up some kids, and having a good time.
All right.
And then Sunday, nothing's going on Sunday.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Don't forget about that.
I gotta get some flowers.
Yeah,
gotta get some cards. You
get
made her face too. We
That's
gotta get his mom
on.
some
I
flowers.
Listen, I tell everybody, just do it. And the shop is closed on Mother's Day. That is not wise to bring your mom to a card shop on Mother's Day.
I mean, you could definitely try it.
No.
Are you going to see your mother on Mother's Day?
I am taking her out to dinner tomorrow
There we
night.
go.
My son and I are taking my mother out. She's a lovely lady. She got 78 these days
78.
and can still run circles around some younger people that I know.
I bet she can beat my mom in a fight.
Well, listen, she knows Mickey Mantle. She knows all those old school players, man. I mean, I'll tell you what. Funny story, right? The first time that the National came to Atlantic City, it was right after Schmidt retired, whatever, he decided to walk away from the game. Pete was just getting in trouble, but everybody was there, and gambling was, it was great, everybody wanted to. My dad wanted to go gambling, and here's the National there, and you had to buy, and there was no cards, right? There wasn't cards like there is today. It was more memorabilia. So I got tickets for Mantle, Mays, Aaron, Banks, Schmidt, Rose, Duke Snyder. I could keep going and going and going. And it was so busy. And that is where I had my first interaction with Pete Rose.
Oh, wow.
I mean, listen, if we have time, I'll tell you. If you want to hear this Pete Rose story.
Go ahead. You have plenty of time.
He was my dad's number one, and I like Pete right to the end. We've talked at shows later in life before he passed away, but when I was a kid, I was getting a ball signed by him, and everybody was. He screamed at everybody, "If you're not in a straight line, I'm not signing." I was the next person in line. I was a kid, right? I said, "Come on, sit down and sign the ball." He said, right to me, "Shut your mouth, kid." I'm not joking. My mother would tell that story. She'll tell it, right? When I see her, she'll tell the same thing. Pete Rose told you to shut your mouth. You never learned to shut your mouth. And then now, here we are now. We talk on these podcasts, right? So any which way, I love Pete to death. He's my in my top 5 PCs for sure, no doubt. So any which way, that's life.
Yeah, you gotta like that.
Yeah.
On Mother's Day, you gotta make sure you do what's right, and then sharing those stories today. That's what matters. That's what matters,
man. That's what matters. So next week, we'll be back at it again.
And you've been count. Like Coast Cards.